welcome to today's session of the Overview webinar series. My name is Dimple and I'm the Director of Academic Programs at INDICA. Among the numerous other initiatives at INDICA, we create and curate online courses across multiple IKS disciplines for lifelong learners who share our belief in the transformative power of timeless indigenous wisdom. To know more about our work and offerings, I would encourage you to visit our website, INDICA.courses. If you glance at the website, you'll see a plethora of ongoing and upcoming courses and workshops across various streams of knowledge which are open for enrollment. And some of our upcoming courses include Introduction to Hindu Iconography. There is a course on Vriksha Ayurveda and another one on Puranas, Vedic Principles Unveiled. It also includes the two courses that we are going to talk about later this evening. So do visit indica.courses and go through our entire course catalog. You can enroll, gift, and recommend the same. And see if you can bookmark our website for your easy reference. And do follow us on our social media for regular updates about our various events, offerings, courses, workshops, and the like. The Overview webinar series has been created basically as space for prospective learners to understand what a particular INDICA course would offer to them so that they can make an informed enrollment decision. We've organized a number of sessions over the last few years, and all the recordings are available on INDICA's YouTube channel. And for those of you who might be interested, we will definitely share a link of the playlist, so you might just fit later at your convenience. Today's webinar is essentially about two upcoming courses. One is Sanskrit, a gateway to Indian knowledge systems, and the other is Introduction to Vedanga. Both are being offered by our esteemed faculty, Srimati Sahita Jani Vyas. I'm really delighted to introduce her to you. Sahita ji holds a BA in Sanskrit from Sri Somnath Sanskrit University and an MA in Sanskrit and Lexicography from Deccan College, PGRI. She's completed B 2.1 in German language from Max Müller Bhavan, Pune. She's worked with various organizations teaching Sanskrit and German and is currently handling operations at 8Lingua Hub, a platform for teaching languages. She's also pursuing a PhD in Sanskrit at Indus University, Ahmedabad. I'll now hand it over to Sahita ji to present an overview of our first course, which is Sanskrit, the Gateway to Indian Knowledge Systems. The course begins 8th of July, every Monday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. IST. It not only explores the depth of Indian knowledge systems, but also highlights its relevance today, offering insights into sustainability, holistic health, and ethical philosophy through the lens of Sanskrit, the language that has carried these traditions through millennia. So over to you, Sahita ji, for the first course overview.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Dimple ji. Namaste to each and everyone. So we'll be talking about the first course, which is Sanskrit, a gateway to Indian knowledge systems. While talking about the course, it is very important to understand the importance of Sanskrit as a language to understand and apply the Indian knowledge systems today. This course talks about the introduction to the Indian knowledge systems. What is Indian knowledge systems? What all does it have? The overview of the Indian knowledge systems. And with that, it also talks about Sanskrit as a language and the importance of Sanskrit in applying the Indian knowledge systems in today's generation. And we also have a specific list of vocabulary which we will be understanding. So this vocabulary has words which we are going to see the development of those terms, starting from the Vedic literature to the philosophical and its philosophical perspective, also taking their development through Puranas and what are they understood now, because not all these terms can be translated as it is in any other language. They have to be used, they should be used as they are coined in Sanskrit, as the meaning they carry in Sanskrit cannot be taken as it is in any other language. So one such word as an example I would take right now is dharma. So dharma as a word cannot be termed as religion in English. It should be taken ahead as dharma only, considering the values it has, the ethics is it has, and the development of the word coming starting right from the Rig Veda. So the same way we have several words which we use on daily basis, as in dana. So dana as a word also is not translatable as donation. It has its own various meanings and its importance. So these types of vocabulary are going to be discussed in the course. With that, we'll have a complete overview of Indian knowledge systems, starting from the Vedic corpus to the applied sciences, and the applicability of all of this in today's education as well. As we all know, in hello, yeah, I hope.
Yes, Sahitaji, you're audible.
Okay, thank you so much. So yes, the same way we are going to go ahead with the introduction to each of the aspects of IKS, with the introduction as in the Vedic corpus, the Puranas, the applied sciences. We'll also have a short introduction of the fundamental vocabularies which we have. So this is what we have in our first course.
So, Sahitaji, is there any particular eligibility criteria that you might have in mind? We had a question from one of our honored guests, and they were inquiring whether it will be taught in English. I said yes, it will largely be taught in English, and of course, where there are Sanskrit words, the terms will be used, but you would be explaining it to them. So, do they need to know Sanskrit per se before they enroll for this particular course?
No prior knowledge of Sanskrit is required to enroll in this course, because we are broadly going to discuss the development of the word, and everything is going to be conveyed in English and wherever needed in other languages to explain it in a better way.
Before I put open, we kept this overview short because we have another course to discuss. So we might have maybe, guests have other questions about this course. We can also take that up later. But if anyone has any question about this particular course, please feel free to post it in the chat box. And in the interim, I have a couple of questions, if I may, Sahitaji. So you
Please.
said that it will connect the audience, and there's no eligibility criteria. It could be professionals, or it could be housewives, or it could be even students, or just plain enthusiasts who can benefit. Uh, do you think that there will be certain practical applications for them, or is it more about awareness about the entire IKS landscape or something like that?
So awareness is the most important point, because we all are not aware of how these terms are used, and that is why there is a lot of misunderstanding for these terms going around, and we can see that in several ways going ahead. In case of applicability, yes, there is an applicability of this at a personal level, considering what we call as karma, what we call as dana. So it has its own definitions and its types described in various texts. This is a very precise example I'm trying to give, which tells us that what are we actually up to, because we in our Bharatiya parampara we have always been following some traditions. So then how are these traditions followed? Why are these traditions followed? There are a lot of things connected to these vocabulary, and that is the reason we have selected these terms.
So in the course outline, which is there on our website, I'll share the enrollment link with the guests soon, and we'll also share it with them later. There is a list of 15 terms that you have identified, right? So
Yes.
would you be specifically focusing on these 15, or will we be, including few more, is my question.
We will be covering these 15, and also we'll be covering up a few more connected to these 15, because when we go ahead with the development, there are a few more terms coming in while we are in the discussion of these. So certainly we have a few more coming in while we are in the course.
So let me see, there's a question. Will there be a Sanskrit language course? So Ilaji, we have, or in fact, Sahitaji has been our wonderful faculty who has conducted quite a few Sanskrit learning batches. We've done basic Sanskrit, and we've done intermediate Sanskrit, and we've done Sanskrit for children. So there is a Sanskrit learning course that we offer from time to time with Hitaji as our core faculty for that. But right now, that is not scheduled. For now, we will be introducing in a few months' time. For now, this will be just the use of Sanskrit, or why is it important to know Sanskrit if one wants to delve into the Indian knowledge systems landscape. So it is with that particular outcome in mind that we have curated this program. But I will note your interest in Sanskrit language course, and as in when we introduce one, we'll reach out to you. I would really request you to send us an email at reachout at Sanskrit at indica.courses. If you would like to know more about our past Sanskrit learning courses, we could just share the details with you, and you can register your interest there. And as and when that course becomes live, we will let you know. So I hope I've answered your question. We have quite a few attendees, and I hope there don't seem to be more questions about the content per se for the Sanskrit and Introduction to IKS or a Gateway to IKS course for now. But as I mentioned that some guests joined later, so please feel free to put forth your questions about either of the two courses towards the end when we talk about the other course. So Sahitaji, thank you. You gave us a very precise, concise overview, and as with your previous courses where we received excellent feedback, we're very excited for this particular course too. Now we'll move on to the second course, which is Introduction to Vedanga. This course aims not only to educate but also connect participants with the rich spiritual heritage of ancient India, offering a transformative experience that deepens both our knowledge and our personal growth. I'll be sharing the link for enrollment of this course also in a bit in the chat box. Please note that this course begins from the 12th of July 2024. The live sessions will be conducted every Friday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Sahitaji, I'll invite you to please present an overview of Introduction to Vedanga online course. Over to you now.
Yes, thank you, Dimpleji. So yes, Introduction to Vedanga is a course which talks about the Shad Vedangani, the six Vedanga, Veda Anga, Vedanam Angaha, the six parts of Veda Purusha is what we understand by the term Vedanga. Vedanga has, we have six Vedangas in total, Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chanda, and Jyotisha Shastram. So these are the six Vedangas we have. All of these six are considered as some or the other body part of Veda Purusha. So understanding Shiksha, Granam to Vedasya. Shiksha is the nose of the Veda Purusha. So understanding the pronunciations, the correct pronunciations is what we understand by Shiksha. We have elaborated discussion of various Shikshas, and one of the very most famous Shiksha granthas which we have is Paniniya Shiksha, which talks about how is the sound actually produced. So this is what we can count under the phonetic part. Next comes Kalpa. So Kalpa is understood as the hasta, the hand of the Veda Purusha. Basically, all the karmas which are done under Kalpa, and that is why it is understood as the hasta of the Veda Purusha. Likewise, Vyakaranam is the mukham of the Veda Purusha, mouth of the Veda Purusha, through which whatever comes out should be precise and grammatically correct, or else it has its own consequences. So likewise, all the other three also have are one or the other body part of the Veda Purusha. Niruktam, Shrotram. Niruktam is considered as the ears of Veda Purusha, as in it talks about the etymology of words, how are the words formed, and what are the various meanings of a particular word. So going into the deep meaning of each and every word is what Niruktam is known for. And the same way, Chandas, a very important part which we can see in all the other languages, is Chandas. Chanda Shastram is basically the meter in which something is chanted, something is sung. We have meters in all the languages, which again comes from Sanskrit itself. So we have various meters, and how these meters, it is a very mathematical process which we see on how the meters are formed and how they can be sung. So this is what is Chandas about. And then we have Jyotisha. So we just know one particular side of Jyotisha, as in the predictive Jyotisha. So it's not just about the predictive Jyotisha, it is more also about the muhurta on which a particular vidhi can be performed, when a ritual should be performed, and a lot more things. So all of these Shad Angas, the six limbs of Veda Purusha, all these six are connected and very important for one to know for the daily life rituals also. That I'm talking about the applicability part of it, that how can we apply the knowledge of Vedangas, plus how was it applied earlier. So anyone who knows the Vedas have has to know these six angas for the correct pronunciations, for the grammar part, and for the etymology part, how are they chanted, and also when something is performed. So we can also consider that Vedangas are the base to a lot of Smriti Granthas. So while we talk about Kalpa as Vedanga, so Kalpa has four parts in it. One of it, which is the very important part, is Dharma Sutras and Gruhya Sutras. The rules which we follow at home, the rituals which we follow at home are all described very beautifully in the Gruhya Sutras. The ethics, the rules which you need to follow in a samaj, in a society, are all very beautifully explained in the Dharma Sutras. And this is how we get various smritis, Manusmriti or Yajnavalkya Smriti, and so on. So basically, all of these are Vedangas act as a base of whatever literature we have coming ahead, and whatever we have got ahead, and whatever we keep on applying. So it is not about the ritualistic part of our daily routine, but it is also more about the daily routine, the daily rules, or the even the routine, how we go ahead. I would like to share a very good thing about Shiksha. So we have heard of a lot of mental health issues coming ahead, as in ADHD, or also pronunciation based thing. So all of these things are all, these can be treated through pronunciations itself, which Shiksha has explained very beautifully. So Shiksha has its own important, one of the very famous texts, as I told you a few minutes back, is Paniniya Shiksha, and it has explained how a sound is even produced. So thinking about all of these things, we do talk, but we never can explain it in words that how is the sound actually produced. This is the very beautiful thing what we have in Shiksha. Likewise, chandas, the way in which the meters are set, that I can chant a particular shloka in 3-4 different ways. So all of these minute things have been taken care of to understand the Vedas also, and the applicability of Vedas into real life also. So considering Vedangas, they act as a bridge between the Vedas and the applicability of rituals which we are talking about now.
Is there anything else that you would want to highlight perhaps before we ask the guests for any questions that they might have? Anything else that you might want to highlight?
So basically, the Vedanga course talks about each of these Vedangas in detail. Before we go ahead with each of these Vedangas in detail, we will start with an introductory part of Vedas, because it is very essential to understand the Vedic literature, the introduction to Vedic literature, not just the 4 Vedas. But also there are 2-3 more Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and Upanishads coming into picture before we go ahead with the Vedangas. So understanding these is also very crucial, which will be done in initial sessions, and then we will be going in the detail of each of the Vedanga. And of course, we'll be seeing a few facts. Did you know facts which we are not aware of? So as in geometry as a subject, which we know comes out from Kalpa sutras. Yes, so we have geometry coming out from of Kalpa Sutras. How is a Yajna Kunda built? So it has been explained very beautifully, which, I mean, this is something, a very good thing to know as we talk about the Sanskrit literature or whatever we have in Sanskrit. So that is why I always tell in all my courses that Sanskrit is not a language, it is something beyond a language. It is a wholesome view, a wholesome perception of things which we get when we know Sanskrit.
Your passion for Sanskrit always shines through. We know that you're like off to get people to learn Sanskrit, which is amazing, and that's a blessing too for us. So essentially, you're saying that again, in the Vedanga course also there will be an intro part of where the audience, even if they are not aware of the Vedas per se, there will be an there will be a hand holding. They will get some briefing on the Vedas, and then the 6 limbs or the 6 angas, as you mentioned. You spoke about like geometry coming from Kalpa. So would there be certain other examples that would be included in the modules, which might, so I'm not, so when geometry, we say it emerges from Kalpa, but the purpose was something else. As you said, the Yagna Kunda was to be made, and to specifications. So
Yes.
here is something that they knew, and this knowledge could be used. So then there is an application, and I'm sure there must be a lot of others. Like I have heard, and I'm just a novice, that Chandas also has contributed to mathematics, the combinatorics and all. So would there be any other examples that you would be offering in, as a part of each of these 6, modules, about examples that the audience may have heard about, may not have heard about, but which has a practical application or which might have a practical application? So would that also be included?
So yes, as you told about the chandas, yes, it when you understand the chandas, any meter, it is a mathematical calculation itself. So we have this Lagu, Guru, and Yati and all coming in the chandas part. So yes, we'll be taking up examples of pure Vedanga examples. I'll also try to give the modern applicability of these Vedangas, considering the time span we have for each Vedanga is somewhat limited. But then, yeah, the main thing is bringing out the essence of Vedangas, which is needed, the knowledge of Vedangas at the first level, and then going ahead with the examples of modern applicability will be taken.
Just one more query, sorry, and then we'll seek the audience queries. So you mentioned Jyotish, and yeah, we are all about the predictive, application of that. So what can they, like, I just want to make it clear to the audience that this is not like our other course, which was Introduction to Jyotish, wherein, our venerable faculty took the cohort through the entire gamut. But I just want you to kind of clarify that this Jyotisha is going to be a little different. So how different could you just, in a brief words,
Okay.
do that?
Yes, certainly. So predictive Jyotisha is something different here. Jyotisha, this also has the prediction thing, but this Jyotisha talks more about the muhurtas and the details of how the things come up. We are going to leave prediction aside and work on Jyotisha. This is what I would like to clarify on the part of Jyotisha. As in, how was Jyotisha used by the Rishi Munis to perform various yajnas, as in which graha can you see in the sky and accordingly perform the yajna for that particular graha, which star, etc. This is what was the basic purpose of Jyotisha initially. Or where will you get which aushadhi in which season? All of these things were decided on the basis of Jyotisha only.
So I'm seeing the application even for Ayurveda practitioners, yoga practitioners, and people who are just interested in those kind of those aspects of our ancient knowledge system. So again, people don't need to know Sanskrit, right, to enroll for your program.
Absolutely, no need of knowing Sanskrit for this as well.
But I'm sure that by the end of the program, you will inspire them to enroll in the basic Sanskrit batch. I'm sure of that. So, audience members, I invite you to ask any questions that you might have. We do have time, so probably we could simply get you in the video audio mode and you could ask the questions. Or if someone is feeling shy for some reason and doesn't want to unmute or come on video, you could put your questions in the chat box. So far, we've clarified that both the programs will be offered in English. There will be, of course, Sanskrit used because that's at the heart of it. Devanagari script will be used, but Sahita ji will make sure that the audience, even if they are not exposed to Devanagari script or Sanskrit language, they get to understand what is being talked about. That was one. She also clarified that there is people from professionals to students to pure enthusiasts can enroll into either of the two programs or both of the programs. And that's some insight that was offered to us by her at the beginning of the program. So if there's any other information that you seek and any other confirmation, clarification that you seek, please do put it in the chat box, and we'll check with Sahita ji and answer right away. So any questions? I have shared the enrollment link in the chat box, and a recording of this webinar will definitely be shared with all the folks who registered. We had approximately 100 people who registered for this program. And of course, not everybody is able to join, but we'll make sure that this recording is sent to each one of you. Now, if there are any questions that you have after this session is over or while watching the recordings, please feel free to send your queries to us at reachout@indica.courses. And there are certain things that I wanted to talk to you about. We have an ongoing program called Festival of Learning that is live the year around, and people who enroll in 3 or more courses can mail us in a specific period. They can mail us, and we offer one course free. And since both of these courses are very, very pertinent, that Sahita ji talked about today, we're happy to offer a discount on the 2 courses. So if anybody would like to enroll in both the courses, please just mail us at reachout@indica.courses, and we will send you a voucher so that you can get both the courses at a discounted rate. I just also want to, now that we have some time, I don't want to manipulate the conversation, but just want to talk something about INDICA courses. The reason we've been offering live courses and not pre-recorded or what we call self-paced courses, we just have one at the moment, is because we really value the faculty and what they bring to the table. If you go to our website and look at our team, the amazing faculty that is profiled there will actually awe you. It does awe us to overawe us sometimes. And the courses are carefully curated. We've offered almost 127 courses in the last 3 years, and it's been our privilege to cater to more than 2,000 students across 20 plus countries so far. And every now and then, while we offer certain courses which are considered basic in any IKS program, but we also have some specially curated courses. So with Sahita ji, who's been an extremely loved faculty, the feedback for each one of our courses has been tremendous. And we've kind of gone ahead to go from Sanskrit to the next step, which are these 2 courses. And I'm sure that all of you will benefit from the 2. Having said that, this overview webinar series is also for you all to get to know us. It is a free intervention, so we're happy to have as many of you as can join us. And for some time, we had paused this initiative due to certain reasons, but now we are back with the series, and there will be another webinar on the 3rd of July, which is next Saturday at 5 p.m. with another phenomenal young faculty of ours, Sushant Bharti ji, and do watch out for that. Will be an overview of our online course on Introduction to Hindu Iconography. Both Sahita ji and Sushant ji are one of our youngest faculty members, but the cohorts have given such impressive feedbacks about them that we have to keep repeating their batches. Of course, it comes refreshed. Some courses are very new, like the one that we talked about today, like the both that we talked about today. But I mean, the reason I began the whole thing with the reason why we put live sessions is because we put a lot of focus on the content that is there. We are not interested just in the numbers. Of course, we would want people to enroll so that we can sustain this initiative. But we want people to definitely consume what is being offered. So we understand that because of time zone differences, a lot of you cannot attend the sessions live, but we make sure that the recordings are made available within 72 hours of any session getting conducted so that they can be asynchronous learning, by the participants. And whenever we feel that certain participants have not been perusing even the recordings, we make sure that we keep knocking at their door and reminding them. It might irritate some, but the intent is that we have the creme de la creme of a specific stream on our platform, and we want this awareness, this knowledge to reach people. Some of the courses are only meant to get a theoretical awareness of the particular knowledge stream, the particular subject. And while the others are meant to invite the participants to find out practical relevance, practical applications in our 21st century world. Because if we were to actually get into and explore what all IKS offers us, we'll be amazed. So it's not just Ayurveda and yoga. You have lessons for management, from various texts that we have, and it's not necessary that it has to be a management text that will offer management lessons and all that. And quite a lot of us could have seen people talk about management lessons from the Gita or the Ramayana, but there are many other texts that if we could explore, we would realize that, oh my, this does make a lot of sense and it is very relevant today. So the point I'm belaboring in the last 4-5 minutes is that we really offer these courses as our prasad to the divine. We offer it with clear intent. We offer it with the intent that it should reach people. And therefore, if you happen to know anyone who might benefit from these courses, please feel free to recommend the courses to them. I did mention gifting our programs, so you might want to implement that. And also, we understand that there are participants who may not be able to afford courses. So we offer scholarships galore. Throughout the year, we have people, we offer partial scholarships, we offer full scholarships. And as I mentioned, the Festival of Learning program. And for today's program also, I've mentioned that those of the participants who might want to enroll in both the programs, they can mail us at reachout@indica.courses, and we will be offering both the programs at a discounted price. Also, most importantly, if you have any particular topics on which you would want us to offer a program, please feel free to write us to us at the same email ID, and we'll see what best we can do about that. Do we have any questions? So far, we haven't had. Sahita ji has been very succinct and she's given a nice bird's eye view of the program. So I'm really hoping that we will see quite a few of you in our particular programs. So we don't have questions, but we await your queries at the same email ID that I've mentioned. I'm repeating it, reachout@indica.courses. Saita ji, thank you so very much. You took out time for us on a Saturday evening. I, of course, would like to thank our guests who took out time from their busy lives and joined us today. Thank you for those of you who asked questions which were important about the language, etc. and all. And we look forward to more queries, if you have. I really hope that this session has given you not just understanding of what to expect from these courses, but given you a little insight into what we are here to do, what we are doing, and why we are doing what we are doing. So for more details and to enroll, you can visit our website, indica.courses, or you can email us at reachout@indica.courses. Additionally, as I mentioned, we'll be sending a recording of today's session with the course links, and you can review this entire information at your convenience and share it with others who might be interested. So thank you once again for joining us today. I really look forward to not only seeing you in our courses, but also in next weekend's webinar. So thank you once again. Have a great weekend ahead.
Thank you.